Hello, people of the internet. As promised, doing a review on this thing. What is this thing? It is a power supply. Supposedly it's a linear power supply, but some people have said it's not a linear power supply. I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know what a linear power supply even is. What is it a power supply for? It is a power supply for the Manny. Or in this case, this is a Manny 2. Why would you want to add this to this instead of using this that it comes with? We'll talk about that. First off, let's take a look at this thing. So it's got a power button. That LED illuminates when you press it. I have this unscrewed so we can take a look on the inside. You have what's called a toroidal transformer, and then you have some other electronic, whatever. You got a whole bunch of other components, some resistors, some capacitors, some chips. I don't know what those things are doing. Maybe they're rectifier diodes. I don't know. Again, I'm not an electrical engineer. But I like playing with stuff like this. You probably shouldn't take the cover off of this. Because who knows what might happen. So let's put that back on. So let's look at the back side of this. You have an IEC power connection, which it doesn't come with one of these, which you will need to plug this in and to make it do power things. If you're like me, you work in IT and you have these coming out the wazoo and you throw them out. So to me, that's not a big deal, but to you, it might be a big deal. And then you have this. This is your lead. It's not very long. It would be nicer if it was longer. And then that slides into this guy. And then you screw that on. Boom. Now you got a linear power supply without a top being screwed in. So what do you do with this? Then you take this guy and you plug that in to your AC in. Now, you could, if you had one of these, but maybe you don't have one, because the kind people from China didn't include. So now, to power this, you press this button. That lights up, that lights up. Pretty. Alright, but that's not why you buy this thing. Oh, this is made by Zero Zone. I got this from AliExpress. Or AliExpress. Not sure which one it is, because it's called Alibaba, but then it seems more like you would want to pronounce it AliExpress. Whatever. So, Manny 2, linear-ish power supply. Does it make a difference? That is a good question. I am not completely sold on how much of a difference it makes. I think that it makes maybe a minor difference. When I would switch between this plug and this plug from this, I could hear maybe a little bit more bass extension. Maybe a little bit. I could hear maybe a little bit cleaner mid-range and a little bit more space in between everything. A little bit. It could have also been me imagining it. That's how close it was. I think that's right, though. I think it does make a little bit more bass. I think it adds a little bit more to the mid-range. It seems to add a little bit of punch to everything. Just a little bit. Not overwhelming amounts of punch to anything. If I had to quantify the amount of difference that it makes, maybe 2%. Would I recommend buying one of these? Well, so after shipping, it cost me about $100. It was shipped from China. It took about maybe a week and a half. It wasn't that bad. the wait time at least. For $100, if you have a not so awesome phono cartridge, I would think that $100 is better spent putting towards a better phono cartridge. I think it might even be better to put it into better cables if you're using really low-end cables. And if you're about to say, I don't hear a difference in cables, well, then you're sure as heck not going to hear a difference with this. Because cables make way more of a difference than I found this to make, at least audibly. So, I don't know. So would I recommend spending $100 on this? Probably not, since this is only $150. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a little bit of difference to step up to this thing. But maybe if you have one and you hear a bigger difference, let me know. I'll tell you what I was using, so that might give you some information, because that context is always best. I was using my VPI Scout turntable with a Denon DL-301MKII plugged into this, plugged into a Raven Nighthawk Mark II that may or may not have been upgraded to a Blackhawk Mark II. That's a tube integrated amp, and then that gets plugged into my KEF R300 speakers. Is it going to sound the same on your system? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it'll make a bigger difference on yours. Maybe it'll make no difference on yours. I could hear just a tiny little bit that may have also been just me hearing things. Originally, when I tried this, I heard no difference, and then I tried it again tonight before I did the review, and I heard a little bit of difference. But, with everything in audio, there's a lot of different X factors. So buyer beware. Also, everything, your mileage may vary. So if you thought this was going to be the last Manny video I did for the Manny 2, you'd be wrong, because I got one of these. What is this? This is the iFi Zen Phono preamp. People were asking me to get one to compare. I got one. I haven't even plugged it in yet. I got it a couple days ago. I've been busy. Look for that. Also look for the review on that Raven integrated tube amp. That should be, I should be able to do a video on that as soon as they being the people at Raven, respond to my email, because I have some questions about it before I tell you good people all about it. But that's about it. If you got one, let me know. If you got this, let me know. If you got both of these, let me know. I'd love to hear your opinions on this stuff, because I think this is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. But maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be a big waste of time and money. But like, subscribe, touch the bell. Twice? Do you have to press it twice? YouTube is so stupid. All right. Take care.